I struggled with not feeling like a real woman. I, I felt that I was broken. And so trying to figure out how do I become a whole woman if I don't have these organs and I don't have this system now? Am I still a woman?
Chat Over Popcorn starts now.
Welcome back to Chat Over Popcorn, where the conversations run deep. My name is Angela Ansa, and tonight we are continuing our conversation on infertility. Last week we talked about the different types of infertility, primary, secondary infertility, the fact that about 48.5 million couples across the globe currently suffer from infertility, how 6.1 million women in the United States suffer from infertility. And joining me to continue this conversation is Shannon Kern, who have lost her battle with infertility. Tonight, we are going to dig a little deeper on just the impact that infertility has on individuals' well-being, and basically just dissect the stigma that as a society we have placed on women and men who struggle to bear children. Shannon, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Angela. I'm very excited to be here.
Good. So why don't we just dive right into really what it has been like for you as far as the impacts that infertility has really done to your mental well-being.
Yes, and thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to speak about it. It's definitely not an easy thing to talk about. Luckily, I've had lots of healing over time, but the stigma is real, and sometimes you get these triggers when you least expect it, by either how people will talk to you or what types of questions they ask you, wherever you may be. So I can tell you this, when I first realized about my infertility, more so about these organs that are broken, that are not doing what they're supposed to do, our reproductive systems, they're kind of what make us women, make us female, the female sex, so to speak. And so I struggled with not feeling like a real woman. I felt that I was broken. And when you are coming to terms with the fact that, you may have all of these wonderful achievements and goals and, but I understand that there are some women who have no desire whatsoever to have children. And there are times where I'm very envious of them because I think to myself, how nice it would be to have infertility if I didn't want to have children. But the truth is, so many of us do want to have families. We do. Many of us do want that biological connection through pregnancy, through labor, and through child raising. And when you are told by multiple professionals that your journey basically stops here because you don't have enough money to keep going, it will break you down. You want to talk about a humbling experience. It takes you to a very vulnerable place with lots of questions, lots of confusion. And so trying to figure out how do I become a whole woman if I don't have these organs and I don't have this system now? basically all been taken out. Am I still a woman? These are questions I've asked myself. And it's not so much comparing myself to others. When people in your family are reproducing, younger than you, your cousins, your sister, and you see how happy that makes your grandmother who's becoming a great grandmother, and you see how much joy the family gets when you provide them with this great news of bringing a child into the family, and being the oldest one out of all of the cousins, not reproducing, and it's, even though you're happy for your family and you're happy for your friends, and you really do have so much joy for them because they're good people, they deserve it, they deserve to be these phenomenal parents. We need good parents in the world. It stings every single time. I've been on this journey for 9 years now, and it's really weird to be happy for your loved ones, but yet still be so torn and get angry and upset and, just so mad that, they get to reproduce. Why can't I? I would be a good mother. How am I supposed to still contribute to this family, and it stings every time. It stings every time when you find out about a baby shower, when you find out someone finally got pregnant, maybe after trying so long, because, I'm a Southern woman, okay? I grew up in the South, and there's a lot of value. In fact, I would say most of your value as a woman is your duty as a mother and a wife. And so when you're not performing up to those standards, you can, again, have all these fancy degrees, but you're still feeling inadequate in a way.
My goodness, I can't imagine what it is that you have to deal with on a daily basis. And you talk about, as a woman, God created you to have these organs, and these organs are to produce children. And when you cannot do that, in a way, you have to almost rebrand yourself. You almost have to find a new identity. If being a mother is so dear to your heart, is so key and so important, and then to lose that, my goodness, I just can't imagine what you've been through and continue to endure on a daily basis.
It's a lot, and because I've been on this journey for so long, I have had adequate time to process, heal, and cope, even though it's still day to day, but it does get easier over time, thank goodness, because being a crying wreck for an extended period of time, it's, you have to climb out of that at some point, and it's not easy, especially, we talk about these stigmas in society where, even our system, our government, down to how we are recognized of being a family and being eligible for certain services. Families, you don't become a family in society's eyes and our government's eyes until you have a child.
Right.
So you can be with your spouse or your partner for 20 years and create this beautiful life together, but still, to many people, you're not considered a family, and that does something to you. It makes you question, it makes you doubt, like, what are we even doing here? We've gone through all of this, Elvin and I, like, well, what is our path? Since clearly we're not, having children. And it's difficult to navigate in a world where there's so much emphasis and so much value and importance, and families are important. Reproducing is important. Motherhood is important. None of that stops. You just have to figure out how you fit in now. Because a lot of times our ideals have to evolve, you know, and sometimes we're forced into that. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And it's not easy to have these tough conversations because, Angela, I always feel so comfortable talking with you, but it's not easy to talk with just anybody about this. And nor should any woman or man, for that matter, feel obligated to have to open up and say, oh, well, you know, I don't feel comfortable about talking about this. Or, you know, because you also know that people have a right to be excited. You realize people have the right to be, you know, and you don't want to interfere with that. So it's like, oh, I do want to go support my friend in her baby shower, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to be at a baby shower yet. I am not strong enough. And you have to have very real conversations with yourself and ask yourself, what do I need right now? And I'm not just talking about, you know, dealing with infertility. This really extends beyond, and even to mothers like you who are so busy in the world. Okay, I'm struggling right now, emotionally or spiritually or even physically. What do I need to give myself right now?
Self-care, self-love.
Love yourself. You know, we talk about self-care, but really finding out what is it that I need. It's a very direct question to yourself, and sometimes it's not easy. You have to kind of figure that out. And you know, if you find out someone is having a child, then be excited for them, but then walk to the room and cry your eyeballs out if you need to. That's okay. It's okay to experience joy and sadness at the same time. That's okay.
Thank you for watching this episode. To continue with the conversation, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell or notification button to be notified every time new videos get uploaded. Also, click thumbs up to like the video and follow our Instagram and Facebook pages to catch up on all the conversations.